Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Minecraft. Have you noticed I have no save games? Interesting story to tell you. I ended up actually redoing my hard drive. Kind of. Yeah. I partitioned my drive essentially, right, everything on it. Because I was always such a hypocrite rather than Windows 8. I was always such a hypocrite to Windows 8. I'm sorry. I just woke up. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll give it a try, right? That's the least I can do, so I'll just try it out, so it's like, so it's that, but so I'm in the process of doing that. But in the process of doing that, I lost a bunch of stuff. Some things I moved over to my external, which was no problem. But other things I made a mistake of, and I just forgot about them. Some of which would be Minecraft saves, and another one of which would be my Sony Vegas recording rendering settings. So I no longer have any render settings. So here I am to create them. I just tried to do this video already, however, I had recorded this in the wrong codec and Sony Vegas couldn't open it. That was been a mess, so I'm trying this again. Also, I made my computer run a tiny bit quicker, and I'll tell you how I did that. My laptop, I learned, I don't know, I was just looking up random results, like how do I make my computer run faster, whatever I was looking up, I don't know what it was. And there was a bunch of results to the question. A lot of people, oh, clean up the fans, do this, do that, do whatever. But it was always devoiding my issue, because that was never ever the issue. I'm decent when it comes to computers. Especially like the innards of a computer and like being on one, I can generally figure myself out. Like I'm not usually lost, for example, on a computer. And you know, I could never figure out why my computer ran the way that it did. Until now. There was a result that I had read that I paid no mind to it, because I was like, there's no way that could be it, you know, whatever. That was it. To put it bluntly, I'm on a Dell XPS L72X, which is a very, very fast way of saying I am on a Dell laptop from about 2011. I don't remember any of the series names other than Dell XPS L72X. Would I recommend this laptop? I mean, if you're into laptops, go for it. Would I recommend if you want to do gaming? I think if you want to do gaming, go for a desktop if you can. Custom built or not, desktops will usually run you better. But if you get my laptop, you have a Dell XPS, you have any kind of computer that I believe is under the newer generation i5s, newer generation i5s, or I think it's new generation of i5s or i7s from 2011. Plus, I think what these have is they have this thing called SpeedStep, which is something that's in the BIOS. Look, if you don't know computers, don't go through the BIOS, because you don't know what you're doing. You're gonna mess something up. And I'm not kidding when I say that, and I don't want to be responsible for you voiding your warranty and breaking something. Now, all scary things aside, I learned what SpeedStep does. Basically, if you're Googling it right now, I will tell you what SpeedStep does. SpeedStep, in a nutshell, will overclock your processor to make it run faster. Overclocking, by the way, like I said, basically makes things run faster. But there's a slight issue to be had. I am on a laptop. The heating requirement for overclocking is immense. Right? It's not a minimalistic change. I am in a laptop. My heating situation is terrible. I don't have these fans to clear out the inside of my laptop like one might in a desktop. But why? I don't understand the process of this Intel SpeedStep technology in a laptop processor, because I have a 2.40 gigahertz processor that is being overclocked to 3 gigahertz to 3.10 in a laptop. It was making my laptop heat up to 90 degrees Celsius. So this is what it would do, is it would I get higher frames. However, the higher frames will cause my computer to overclock. The overclock would cause my computer to bottleneck. Thus, my frames would be lower, and suddenly I can't do anything on my computer because it's so hot. Because it's getting hot. I'm playing a game and it's like, hey computer, I'm telling you what to do. What I need you to do is I need you to work harder. I don't care if you can't handle it. And it would just keep on going like that. It would be this terrible cycle. You know, all jokes aside, my computer was overclocking itself without me even knowing. By default, in the system BIOS, my processor was just overheating itself because it doesn't have a way to cool itself. And I don't understand why this is a thing. You know, but whatever. I'm not gonna bitch about it because you know what? I think it's kind of cool that they put that in a desktop or in a laptop processor. They go to overclock, even if it is a kind of a backfiring ability in the sense that it just kind of overclocks our processor and messes me up really bad. But whatever. I mean, all things are. You know, I'm sure if you had a way to like better heat your laptop, I just for buttons. If you had a better way to heat or to cool your laptop, go for it. Right? Overclock to your heart's content. But if you're running on a small little laptop without any heating, don't overclock your processor. Also, if you notice that I'm talking kind of slow, I'm so tired right now. I had to get up early. Gonna make myself some breakfast here in a little bit. I wanted to try out some render settings before I did, so that's kind of why I hopped onto Minecraft, because it was the only game that I really had readily available at the time. So, whatever, that's the thing. I also have yeah, I lost all my. I mentioned this when the recording started. I lost all my Sony Vegas recordings. Lost all the recordings, obviously. However, I lost all of my recording settings, which is only a pain in the ass in the sense that I have to now figure out good render settings again. Mind you, my ones before weren't the greatest, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. The computer runs a little bit better now. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I think Black Ops 2 is my example. Like, they're running high settings at 90 frames per second, which I couldn't do before, which is cool. So. But, anyway, oh fuck. Yeah. I'm going to tell you a quick story, actually. Well, my video, I'm going to just like, talk and then end it whenever I'm done. My video recording, oh god. Can you tell that I haven't done this in a long time? I'm getting voice cracks and shit everywhere. I haven't had a drink yet either. I'm a good thing. I have water, because you know, storage and all. Anyway, story of the day. When I first got my laptop 3 years ago, I guess, because it was 2011. Christmas 2011. It's 2014 now. I was my very, very, very first day getting the computer. Very first day, day one. I was like, I'm a shit disturber, by the way. I don't know if you knew this and that. And so, I was like, alright, you know what I want to do? I want to change my start menu. So I did so. I know now that there's a program for it. It's on Doors to Windows, whatever. But by the way, if you're watching this, you don't know anything about computers, you don't know very much, don't do it. It is not worth it. My very first time doing it, I didn't know what I was doing. Which is why I tell you that if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. I learned because I had to do a lot of research on the matter. Basically, what had happened was I ended up getting rid of, essentially, my Explorer.exe file. Now, if you don't know what your Explorer.exe file is, look down. You see that little taskbar down at the bottom? You see your start menu? You see the icons on your desktop? That's your Explorer.exe in a nutshell. It's that shell. And I was just getting rid of it by complete accident. Because by default, your computer is meant to run this file known as Explorer.exe, which is a shell which hosts your start button and everything else. I had renamed mine for Explorer.exe 1 as backup, but never replaced it. Thinking I did, I went to restart my Explorer.exe to get the start menu, and suddenly I had no start menu. I had icons on the desktop, I had nothing on my computer. Day one, lost everything pretty much. I had to go into my task manager, which opens up a little minimized menu because there's no task menu, or there's no start menu down at the bottom to host tasks. So it just becomes like this little tiny minimized window, and I had to like maximize that, and then I had to look through it, and I don't remember how I did it. If I went through my documents, whatever I did, but I had to manually open up it. There was probably my app data that I went through, or I went through something. And I had to manually go through all my Windows files until I found that back up, and then rename it back to Explorer.exe. But mind you, not knowing what I was doing, this took me several hours. And when it's day one with your new laptop, and your parents don't know anything about computers, and you manage to mess up this badly and you can't tell anybody about it, yeah, it was a bit of a terrifying experience. Don't do what I do. Be happy with what you have and stick with it. I wasn't, and I was stupid. Obviously nowadays I know a lot more about computers than I ever did back then, so, you know, I'm older, I'm matured, I'm graduated, and everything else, so hopefully everything goes well. But, anyway, I've been just walking around for about 11 minutes now, so I'm going to stop this recording here, run it out, and see how it looks. So if you guys enjoyed, thank you guys so much for watching. It means the absolute world to me. I would greatly appreciate some feedback if you could. Just let me know if these render settings are good, or if I should stick with something else or whatever else. So if you guys enjoyed, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Ciao.